Good night, everyone. Today is Wednesday around 9 p.m. New York time, guys. We're gonna do a quick video here trying to forecast what's gonna happen tomorrow. Looks like the move that we were expecting on the dollar, it happens today. If you take a look, it's being sent. This move right here is being the most powerful move in favor of the dollar. That makes the case very close the case for the drop to be in 3 weeks due to the fact that this look very important. Now, how we're gonna take a look at the dollar in the 4-hour is we're gonna go like we explained today on the seminar. We're gonna go with a flat due to the fact that the CAD is showing a possible flat, and the correlation that happens to be between the CAD and the dollar. So this is on the 4-hour. What we're expecting now, if we get the first 5 ways out, so far it's in 3, we're expecting something like this, a fast move here, and then the drop that we were waiting for. All right, that's in the 4-hour. Now in the dollar in an hour, what we're expecting in an hour in the dollar is nothing more very similar to the euro. We got a 1 2 1 2, and then 3 4 5, a 3, a 4, and a 5, and then the decline right here on the dollar before going higher. That's for the dollar, guys. Oil drop also like we were forecasting, and it started the decline. It dropped from almost 100 to 96. So we are expecting oil weakness, and that's gonna drive the dollar higher, as we've been saying here. All right. Now let's move on to the individual pairs for a second. In the individual pairs, the euro dropped very hard today, like also we were forecasting. Now we're expecting a move to be in 3 weeks. So far, the move in the euro is a 3-way move within the first leg. Now we explained today on the seminar, most likely the first leg ends either around the 50% retracement, which come around 142 of the previous S-way or 3-way move. So I believe that we got more to the downside before any significant move to the upside. Now let's take a look at the euro in 1 hour. The euro in 1 hour, we're locating the euro now in 1 2 1 2 3 4. That should end when we're trying to get short around the 143.90 area. Technically the 3802 comes at 144, but I don't think it's gonna get that high. That's why we put the entry around 143.90, expecting a move to around minimum 142, which is the 618 or the last leg higher. That usually also creates a bounce when you're creating a new trend. Around the market, the CAD also provide a nice bounce in favor of the dollar, and we need one more high to complete a 5-way move from the lows. That's on the CAD. Whereas the yen, the dollar yen, bounced pretty hard also from the lows, which is the 618 of the last move down. Then we got the pound or cable. which it looks like also ended the move. Cable is probably a little bit more advanced than the euro. The count is not that clear right here, short 10, like the euro is. So it's possible that cable is kind of ahead of the gain compared to the euro. So keep that in mind, that it's possible that cable is kind of ahead of the gain and already ended the first leg of the move to the downside. Now, S&P, it dropped, and I want to do something with the S&P. I want you guys first to understand that the drop needs to be extended and should take the S&P minimum to 1286, which are the equal legs, and beside the equal legs is also around the 76.4% of the previous D weight. That's on the S&P. But take a look, guys, on the S&P. Look, 1 2 1 2 1 2. We already finished this cycle in the S&P, and what we're expecting tomorrow is a recovery here and here. So that's why it's very important for the euro to end a cycle today, and then this is gonna be tomorrow at a recovery of the wave 4 in the euro. Aussie, we showing, guys, in a 4-hour, we showing the bearish count right here, the bullish. It's very confused with the Aussie. The pair is acting very powerful in favor of the Aussie trade. So this is the nest that we've been calling. We say 1 2 1 2 1 2, and we are some part in some place within the third wave of the fifth wave higher. That's an Aussie. The dollar swings, it looks also like it's not done to the downside. At least one minimum low is required within the dollar swings. I'm doing the measure, the area like we've been saying, around 99.77, 99.50 area. There are good measure levels right there in the case of the dollar swings. Okay, whatever. We close the Aussie yen trade today to try, because we fell in love with this count, which is calling WS, and then we got a flat B, and then we need 1 2 3 4 and a 5. That should take us to around, I would say, 86.30. And then what we're gonna do is when we see the first 5 down, we're gonna reduce the risk and try to jump in with less the risk, in other words. And finally, let me mention to you guys something about the euro, which is that it was presented to me by a client today, a count when this can be count like 1 2 3 4 5. I really don't like it, but in case that because remember, guys, everything needs to be correlated, and if the S&P get to 1280 before the dollar or the euro made the move to 138, we need to start looking with alternative to become a bullish euro dollar. That's all I want to say about it. So guys, for tomorrow, what we're expecting some degrees, and we're expecting dollar strength, possible correction tomorrow also in the dollar in some type of wave 4. We're expecting the S&P to correct higher before going lower back again. We're expecting gold finishing. We're expecting gold to finish a proposal wave 3, and possible the yen get a little weak before get strong. Right? I'm talking about gold. This is where we are right here, and we're spreading the area, because from here we see 1 2 1 2 3. We're spreading 1634 to top the goal in some degrees. All right, so let's leave it there, guys, and I'll get back to you guys tomorrow. Thanks.